Hi guys, welcome on the channel. Today I would like to show you I bought just new power supply unit. It is the Corsair, actually the WS3000. I think it is really nice because 3000 watt in one is crazy. This is just right now arrived and I would like to share with you what is actually inside of the box, how much was the price, and definitely I would like to compare it with the old FGA 1600 watt. So we will make some kind of opening, releasing the box, so you can see what we have inside. We have some kind of safety compliance information. It is so small I cannot read without the glasses, maybe even not with them. And we will open what is inside. What is inside? Look at this. I am really surprised about the size. Do you see? Maybe not. It is really small, and that's why I would like to compare with the FGA. But definitely what we can tell about this power supply. When I look on the table, maybe you will see, maybe you don't, but definitely what we need to know is the 12 volt, and they offer 250 amps. That should be 3000 watt. That's crazy. That's crazy. If you really take in what is the size of it, I think it's really crazy. I have seen there are also ASUS making those power supplies, very similar, but I'm not sure how big is the ASUS. They offer definitely the same 3000 watt, but we will see, we will see. Definitely I would like to put it, and it will be in one of my servers, because he will be also doing some kind of, let me say, LLM stuff, and I need it because there will be actually 4 cards that are, let me say, the 5080s, 5090s, and for them I really need those cables. Yeah, because when you are using the split, then like 15080 is actually using free of the old PCI Express, then it's second car and then it's over. Yeah, and I really need those. You need for the CPU on the main board and so on and so on. So definitely I will have to use those special, let me say, 16 port 12 volt ATX for GPUs, and that's why I have bought it. The price was about 550 or something, and yeah, we will see, we will see. There is some kind of small envelope inside. Let's see what is in the envelope. We will open that, and okay, yeah, that's handy. That's handy for the cabling. Definitely I can take it from here because I have enough. I don't need them at the moment, but when you don't have to buy them, it's always good. And there I think there will be the screws for the mounting. Yes, exactly, the 4 screws for the mounting. Okay, so that's very simple, nothing special. We have the humidity sac, and yeah, I think we will go inside. And it opened from the other side. That's quite interesting, but doesn't matter. Definitely the cable is a big one. I think they should have minimum 1.5 or 2.5 millimeter quadrat, because for 3 kilowatts I would say 3 times 2.5 it should be recommended, because on the FGA when I was running over 2 kilowatts it was, let me say, kinda hot, the cable. And now it is 3 times 1.5 millimeter. Okay, so it's not the big one really. I don't know why they make so less, but let's see. This cable, it is very clear. It is the ATX on the main board. Then we have one, and it is the 16 pin 600 watt exactly. Looks nice. That's one. That's two. There should be four. I will search for the big one. That's three. And the last one, yes, that's four. So you can actually power up 4 GPUs. And for GPUs, it really means you can have like 4 5090, which gives you into your LLM rig 128 GB of very fast DDR7 memory, which is quite nice. But those cables, those ATX cables, I am really thinking how much they have. I was always thinking how they solve the connector here, because Corsair has this type 4, and generally when they are building it, they have like plus and minus actually on the power supply. And when it's the ATX or PCI Express, they just leave one slot here really empty, so there is no shortcut. Definitely people don't change the cables from the for example FGA, because they have completely different pinout, so be careful about that one. Always use the original cables. So we will check the SATA. We have one SATA with 3, second SATA with 3. Okay, we have one CPU cable, which you can split for 2 times 4, that's good. We have this one, there is another SATA, okay, that's third one, and we have one Molex. So 3 SATA with 3, it means 9 devices with SATA you can actually power up. And then we have 6 time Molex. Okay, and what is left is actually the cables, and there should be, I guess, second CPU. But so far we have PCI Express 2. I will put it here on the left. PCI Express for the GPU, second cable, it is 2 connectors. Then we have again PCI Express. Then we have the second CPU cable, that's cool. And the fourth cable is the PCI Express. So all what we can actually use is 4 cables. It means ending with 8 PCI Express, 6 lumeno plus 2, let me say, for the GPUs. That's not much, but still it's okay. Definitely with one this cable you maybe you should be able to one CMP 170HX to power up. So you can actually power up 4 of them. That's good. That's good. Those cables in the server you need for the main board. There is nothing we can do about it. Actually, one cable I will be from the GPU even using for the main board for the power up the PCI Express slots, because the ASRock actually have the support. For example, Supermicro doesn't, but it's another story. And then still I have some kind of reserve. I still could put something inside, but my plan in this, let me say, server, there will be actually connected 3 5080s and one 5090. So I think this power supply should handle everything flawlessly on the full power without any limits, which is quite nice. Plus you have the mainboard and CPU and everything, that's another 400 watts. If you compare like 400 watts, you have also the 5080, yeah, so it's like 1600, and with the 5090, 5080, let me say 1200 CPU and mainboard 1600 and 600 extra, so it will be about 2200 watt. So I think this power supply will be running on the optimum, which is quite nasty. So I think it is very nice. If you are from the Europe, sure, you can buy it somewhere. I will put some kind of link probably inside in the comments below. And yeah, I think it's worth it. So you can see what we have inside. That's really amazing. I will make it here on the side. I will open actually one cable from here because I would like to see the length, but I feel like they are doing too much, you know. It is so long. Do you see? It is so long, people. Yeah. I will measure how many centimeters it is, but I think it is useless because why should we actually use so long cables? I really don't understand that, because it is the resistance, you know, when the boxes they are not so big and so on. I think there should be much less. They are actually 70 centimeters long. I think when it is like 50, or when you have, I don't know, even 60 is too much, I think. Those length of the cables, it's kinda crazy. 70. I think I could use like 50. 50 should be for my constellation the maximum, and this one is really crazy. This one is really crazy. And see, it's not even holding in this way. What the fuck is this? Oh people, oh people. It's not even holding. That's crazy. Okay, I will try to fix that, because I don't like when the cables go this way. Okay, never mind, it's fine. And now we will see the EVGA. I will show you actually the EVGA. EVGA 1600. It is one power supply, and maybe some of you know actually the 1600. Be quiet. So it's 1600, and 3000. Okay, guys. So what do you think now? Tell me. What do you think? The sizes are getting down, and the power is getting up. The EVGA has actually 22.2 centimeters. The Be Quiet is 20 or 19.9, and the VS is 17.4. So this one is 5 centimeters shorter than the EVGA. I don't have to tell you that even on the weight. I have here cables, but those old, let me say 1600, it is the construction like 5 years ago. They are big and heavy, but truly, I have never made the claim about the EVGA. Never ever. I have so many of those, and they are so stable. They can handle even a little bit more. Yeah. They can have minimum 1600 on the cables, and on the outside, let me say on the grid, you can have even the, I don't know, 200 extra watt, so maybe 1800, which you cannot tell about the Dark Power Pro. He is, let me say, kinda shitty one. I had also many of them, but at the end it's very bad because if I tell you, like, I have maybe 5 of them, maybe 4, and actually I did like 5 times claim. I am all the time making the claim and reaching the warranty because they somehow burn off. So never buy the Be Quiet, please. Definitely not the 1600 version. And with this Corsair, let me say, we have the start. We don't know how it will go, but yeah, it is like it is. Let me say, it's not so... Seems to me like very cheap power supply, really. You know, on the weight, the steel, here is at least alu, yeah, it's more robust. And even of the FGA, you can see, like, even the steel is better. I don't know, they have the round corners. This one, it seems to me like very cheap construction. Yeah, but point is, it doesn't matter if it will be running like it is supposed to be. So this was the introduction of new power supply, actually from the Corsair. I will show you from the sides. I think there is nothing extra special. This one is actually a big one. You don't have anything special for the molding, or I don't know. So there is nothing extra special. And we will see how it will work actually in the future. If I go to my special project about 32 CMPs, they actually run with one FGA, or I think one is on the Be Quiet, but FGA mostly. Maybe now I have changed everything. I have the Be Quiet only spare unit. So I always use this one, and actually one smaller power supply that can actually fit here. And if you imagine, like, you have 5 centimeters less here, the cablings, they can actually stay here. And really, this power supply, it is so small. I will show you something like what I have there. For example, this amazing Madrid 850 watts. He was on the other side, actually opposite to the FGA, in the unit. And look at that. He is only 16 centimeters and this one is 17.5. So it's only 1 centimeter, let me say, bigger. But this one is 850 and this one is 3000 watt. Which actually allows me, if I would like to, maybe in the future, to reuse my boxes and maybe put inside some kind of very better and more hungry GPUs. Imagine, like, in this one you can actually put 4, let me say, 5090s. I can use 8 cards in my system, and this one can handle 4. And I am able to put 2 of those power supplies actually into my unit. So I can actually power up 8 times 600. That's crazy. Really, that's crazy. That would be so crazy. But it's possible. So you see what is actually the sizes and how you can use it, and so on and so on. Definitely this unit will go to the new box. I will show you right now. I will just take away those old, let me say, power supplies. And now I will bring you the new server that will be actually running here. So what do you see? You see, yes. And here comes the power supply, just like this. So look at that. You see how amazing it fits. It is so cool. Even I have space here because there is some hole. Yeah, actually I can put the finger. Yeah, it was actually designed for the FGA, and actually it will be the other way. It will be this way because the fan needs to go and the air needs to go this way. So I really love this. I really love this. And this is small. This is so small. And when I actually use the cablings, so they will be ending here, and the second power supply I can actually apply here. So it will be possible to have really 6 kilowatt power supply in this unit, which is quite crazy. They are very expensive, but for the future we have solutions. Yeah? Or at the end I don't have to actually use this, let me say, 2 power supply system. I can replace it with one of those, and I can really feed up all 170 HXs. So this is quite amazing. I love it. I love it really, people. Okay, and it gets to my server. I think I can remove the power supply so you will see more. And you see that I am cooling the CPU. Actually I am cooling the memory. Yeah, I was just working on the block. It is from the freeze mode. I think it's fine, but definitely when you buy it, always tight all screws, because it's kinda, let me say, crazy, and they are not tight enough. So this will be the setup for me, and then we will have here 4 GPUs plus 1 connection card for the I think 70 HXs. 4 of them will be also plugged into this unit. It will be let me say, a little bit different server for different purposes, but yeah, this is how it is now, and I hope you like it. I was testing some kind of new cables actually that you can have a reduction for the NVMe. They are working very fine. I am very satisfied with this one. I am running it on the other server, but I will have to really rework it, because I am thinking the hard drive from this one I will actually use in the main one, in the big boy, because I will be also reinstalling, and I was testing the speed. So I have decided for the safety to go RAID 1, and it will be very good. I think when you are reading, the speed goes actually in the RAID close to RAID 0. It can actually read from the both, and that's good for the, let me say, loading the model. When you are the big one, loading the model to the GPU memory, I think I will need a faster one. So that's why I have decided to make actually RAID 1, because I will double speed, like, I don't know, up to 10 gigabytes per second or something. I will use just both those slots, and for example, maybe I will also use for the extra drive those 2 SATA ports. I will have to test it, because I have some hard drives and I am not sure if they actually support, you know, I have these connectors, I have those adapters, but I have it on my, let me say, RAID controller, and I am not sure if this mainboard is actually able to handle. Maybe it is, but I have those SAS hard drives. I'm not sure if it can read SAS or it needs to be SATA drive. I will have to discover, but that's something I will get to later. And yeah, so this is also interesting, let me say, project that I will work today. And yeah, On this one, I think I will start first test the PCI Express 2 on the CMP 170H axis, and I would like to also see the compatibility of the driver. So I don't know if everything will be working out, but hopefully yes. And yeah, I think it should be it. So thank you for the watching, and I will see you on the next one. Probably we will do maybe some kind of software things, and definitely the test of the PCI Express 2.0 on the CMP 170H axis. So bye bye, see you next time.